Welcome back to CTV News Channel. I'm Angie Seth. Well, it's an end of an era for Prince Harry and Meghan. The couple is marking their final public appearance as working members of the royal family. The royals are celebrated Commonwealth Day at Westminster Abbey alongside the Queen, Prince Charles, and William and Kate. Now, this is the first time the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have met publicly with other royals since announcing they were stepping back from royal duties. As of March 31st, Harry and Meghan will stop using their royal titles. They will also stop receiving public money. CTV News royal commentator Richard Berthelsen joins me now. Richard, we talked about it when they announced it, and now here it is. The time has come. So tell us more about this, the Commonwealth service, and of course the significance of Harry and Meghan being there and this being their last official event.
Well, all right, the Commonwealth Day interfaith service is one of the most important dates in the Queen's calendar, when she's an opportunity to interact with diplomatic representatives of the Commonwealth, young people, interfaith groups, and, all sorts of other organizations that make up the Commonwealth, which is largely, international, non-governmental organizations who do a lot of different work throughout the Commonwealth. Now, it had been hoped that Prince Harry and Meghan would play a very key role in the Commonwealth, particularly as the Commonwealth is a very young organization. The residents of all those 54 countries actually skew much younger than the world average. So, they would have been an incredible asset to the royal family in terms of visiting, in terms of participating in Commonwealth events.
Right. And
today's event really gives us a wistful sense of what might have been and what will not be, certainly in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's right. As you know, the Duke he'll relinquish his role as Commonwealth Youth Ambassador. They will remain on as president and vice president, if you will, of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. But interestingly enough, here in the services that we saw here today, they weren't even in the procession. That also sort of showing where things are automatically changing.
Right. It's interesting because the program that came out just prior to the ceremony suggested that they were not in the procession, but the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge would be. In fact, neither the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge or Duke and Duchess of Sussex were in the procession. So I think there was maybe a last-minute decision to kind of maybe not make this look so so dire that they were being cut out of the procession. They were in the second row, but on the other hand, there were 6 senior members of the royal family present who were in the front row, and the Prince of Wales himself is the next head of the Commonwealth, and of course Prince William will be the next king and presumably head of the Commonwealth too. So there's real reasons for that. But I think that this was an occasion for the family all to be together. They all kind of put their best face on it. But you really do have to wonder what was going through their minds as they were going through this, the motions of this, given what's going on in the background.
What happens then after March 31st?
Well, to be honest, we really don't know how Prince Harry and Meghan are going to make this work. We did see this one engagement that he undertook in Miami for, a fairly big brokerage firm in the United States. Whether that was paid or not is not clear. So whether they're going to be doing paid appearances or not, how they're going to work that out with the patronage and charities that they do have is really going to be an interesting question. Of course, the other thing is they're not entitled to use the word royal. So does that affect them at all? I think probably it won't. But, when you see how successful they have been at their public engagements, particularly over the last 4 or 5 days in the United Kingdom, how they connect with young people, how they connect with people who've been in the armed forces, how they connect with the military, just the kind of image that they present, you see what incredible loss this is to the royal family. But also you really have to wonder how it was possible that something could not be worked out to keep them within the fold. It's a really big question mark, and it makes you wonder.
It does, and I guess also wondering in terms of how they are going to continue that influence and effect as we have seen there. So that'll be interesting to see down the road. All right, CTV News royal commentator Richard Berthelsen. Great having you, Richard. As always, thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Angie.